What is going on, peoples? It's monstrosity back again for an actual video this time. I wanted to share with you guys my favorite class at the moment and some tips on getting high score streaks. Here you can see my favorite class. Basically, this is the Pharaoh. It's one of my favorite submachine guns. I still think the Razorback is by far the best submachine gun in the classes. In SMGs, out of SMGs. The HVK is really good in assault rifles, just hint. But basically, we got the Pharaoh here, quick draw. I put quick draw on everything. I highly suggest you do too if you play hardcore. You need every bit of reaction time that you could get, especially with these laggy ass servers here lately. I hope they fix that shit. But anyways, it's got quick draw and it's also got stock on it. Now, originally I didn't think that stock was going to be very good, but if you put it on and practice with it a little bit, I think you'll find that it really helps out. I got blind eye and ghost. I have the quick draw perk or fast hands, the being able to run while shooting perk, I forget what that's called, and dead silence, basically. Now, I know this is kind of a high tier perk list. If you don't have some of these unlocked, you can switch them out. Like, for example, if you don't have ghost, you could take off the first perk wild card and put it on the second perk and put Annie up on it, which I'll explain that in a minute. If you don't have dead silence, you could put on the perk that is able to let you hear better. I forget what the hell that's called too, but yeah, you could just adjust this class the best you can. Now, you'll notice I don't have any secondaries or lethals or anything like that because I don't need any of that shit. I've just run around and shoot people in the fucking face. Now, couple tips if you're having issues getting wraps or the mothership or anything else like that, the high kill streaks. There's a couple different things that you could do. First of all, put on the specialist that's combat focus. I think it's by far the best specialist. Whenever you pop it, it will double all the points that you get. At least I believe that's how it works. It'll at least double the points for kills. Okay, now if you combine that with Annie up, which by the way, it gives you 75 points to start off with as soon as you spawn in. It's 75 points. Some people thought it was 100 or 200, but it's actually 75 points, which makes this perk not very good compared to the others. Like, you would much rather have Ghost or Dead Silence or anything along those lines than the Annie Up perk. But if you're specifically going for high score streaks, then you might as well just tack that on there. And if you don't have Ghost or Dead Silence available, basically the class that I was showing you. So that make a good substitute. It still puts in a little bit of extra points towards your high kill streaks, such as the mothership and whatnot. Now, as far as the score streaks go, what would be decent to run? You definitely want to run UAV. What I've been running is UAV, counter UAV, and then whatever high score streak that I want to get. Most of the time it's the wraps because you don't unlock the mothership until later on. The GI unit seems to be okay. The hater would be really good if you didn't have to have the UAV up for most of it. But if you're running with a bunch of people that you're comfortable with and you know that they can throw up UAVs constantly, then that might be a very viable choice. But the reason why I say you should run UAV and counter UAV, it basically goes back to Gunsmoke's VSAT hack. And it's basically that whenever you call those in, you're getting all kind of assist points, and they keep on adding up and adding up and adding up. Now, if you combine that with combat focus, you pop the combat focus, and you're getting double those points. At least I believe that's how that works. It's still a bit early yet. But and then if you throw Annie up on there as well, then you'll be getting even more points to start off with. So it'll make it fairly easy to get higher score streaks. Another thing you could do to get high score streaks is run UAV, and then the Talon, or even the Cerberus is good too. But with the Talon, what I like to do is actually hop into it by holding down the X button. Make sure you're in the back of the map or someplace well hid. But if you run around with the Talon, you could guarantee that you're going to get at least about 5 kills or so, which will get you up to your higher score streaks. Say, for example, a Raps. It will be very easy to get to that point. The Cerberus is also a really good score streak, but I've only hopped into that thing one time. I really think the Talon is better as far as that goes. It's a lot more mobile. Another thing I wanted to tell you, if you're going after these high score streaks, if you play domination, a little tip for you guys, if you're running combat focus specialist, pop the combat focus right before you capture a flag, and I believe it will double those points. So it makes it really easy to get your score streaks. Just a little tip there. So just kind of save it until you're capping a flag, or always save your combat focus until you're around an enemy. You know, not right on top of them, but getting very close to going against the enemy. You know, don't just pop it as soon as you spawn, or pop it way the hell in the back of the map whenever the enemy's on the other side of the map. You know, just common sense type of stuff. But I hope this helps you guys out. Let me know what kind of classes you guys are enjoying down in the comments below, and any kind of tips for these guys that may be experiencing some difficulty aside from the regular connection difficulty that everybody seems to be going through at the moment. Alright people, hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, like it, share it, and all that good stuff, so we can grow the hardcore community and basically get together, stay together, and yeah, that type of stuff. Awesome. Alright peoples, peace the motherfuck out.
Charlie. UAV inbound. Enemy took C. Hardened sentry deployed. Counter UAV inbound. Securing Charlie. All locations secured. Hold your positions. UAV inbound. Losing A. Cerberus inbound. Losing Bravo. Losing A.
Mothership weapons platform on standby.
Dragon actual. Mothership deployed.
Losing Alpha.
Dragon actual. Additional remote operator online.
We lost A.
Remote operator connected. Targets destroyed. Nice shooting.
Looking good. Continue on mission.
Two EKIA. Dragon actual. They took out that secondary turret.
Cerberus inbound.